All right, Dante, thanks for sending me your stuff. When I look at golf swings, bud, all I try to do is improve your impact position. All right, so let's go right to the chase here. Let's get you to impact for a second. All right, here we are at impact. Spine angle. Somewhere in that neck of the woods. Now, that's a pretty good spine angle for anybody hitting the ball off a tee with a driver. But the reality is you're trying to hit the ball off the deck with an iron. So it's very hard to compress or get on top of or have shaft lean with the hands leading through impact without risking catching the turf first. Ideally, we got to get your upper body more over here at impact to be more consistent or efficient, I should say. Now, why do we get into this position at impact? Let's take a look at the top here. We're just going to keep winding stuff backwards. All right, now, right here. Let me get rid of these lines for a second. This all makes sense in a few minutes, but I'm just going to explain to you what's going on in your swing here. Let's look at your spine angle right now at the top of your backswing. Angled forward just a touch. The reality is that spine angle of anything should be this way at that position in your swing. So we call that a reverse pivot, by the way. I'm not sure if you realize it or not, but that's a reverse pivot. This is when the hips go this way, the upper body goes this way. All right, now let's get you back to the setup position. So basically, you got a reverse pivot going in your golf swing. I'm assuming you've done that your whole life, and you're a really good player. You shoot sub 70, so you got a really good hand-eye coordination in your swing. Helps you combinate all this stuff. But if we can get you shifting your weight better and rotating your torso better, you're going to see a lot less needs for compensations and a lot more efficient golf shots with a lot less effort. But first of all, we got to get you trying to shift your weight and turning your torso better. A couple things real quick. Right foot flared out just a touch. The fact that you got it squared off or even pigeon-toed a little bit, which I don't think you do. I think you just squared off. Watch this right foot now for a second. I'm going to get you to the top of the swing. See that? Your weight has gone to the outside of your right foot, and at the top of your golf swing, that weight should be somewhere on that inside of that right foot. You should feel pressure here on that right side, but you don't, because again, you're shifting your weight improperly. Basically, the pelvis is just going this way. It's not rotating. It's just moving that way and this way to a certain extent. Let's get you wound up here again. See, now watch the pelvis. Right there. All right, ideally, we got to have these hips rotate this way. So basically, that front left hip is going to come this way, and that back hip is going to go that way. But you have very, very little hip turn and basically a hip shift, so to speak. And again, when those hips do this, the upper body compensates by doing this. Then you find yourself in a reverse pivot position at the top. Now, all that means this at the bottom of the swing. Opposites. Upper body work this way, lower body work that way. Which, again, that's pretty good for a driver swing. But when you're trying to hit the ball off the ground, that's hard to get the ball compressed. And it's hard to get consistent, solid golf shots. So, here's what I want you to work on. Easy stuff. You got to get used to it. You got months to do this too. So all it is reps. Let's get you back to the setup. Get that foot flared out a touch, number one. Number two, get that golf ball. One more ball up in your stance. And before you say, well, I hit everything chunky and thin. Well, yeah, you will until you learn to shift your weight better. It's going to encourage you to move into the ball better. It's going to encourage you to get the lower body going this way on the downswing. More importantly, getting the upper body to go this way on the downswing and rotating out of the way instead of opposite of that. Now, get the foot flared out. Get the ball up, maybe one ball up in your stance, just one ball. Now, from this point on, all you're trying to do is rotate the hips this way around a fixed center. Don't let those hips move this way at all. I'm sorry, this way at all. I want to see the hips kind of stay inside the box. And all you're going to do is rotate them. All right, so rotate the hips. Number 2, shorten up this backswing. You got super huge overextension with the shoulders. Shorten it up and tighten it up. You don't need to have that big of a backswing. My God, you're 6 foot plus. You're not going to lose club head speed. You're tall. You got big arc. All right. So basically, a couple things. You get that foot flared out. Get the hips rotating around instead of shifting. And 3, get this backswing tighter and shorter. Okay. When you overextend this shoulder turn like you're doing right about here, all the bad stuff starts happening. You start coming this way with the upper body. Lower body's going to be more encouraged to go that way. When you overextend the shoulders, what you do. Okay? And that's exactly what's happening. And your upper body backs up this way, and of course your hips are trying to fire. And if you're lucky, you'll catch the ball solid. A lot of times you might catch it low on the face, or worse yet, hit it a little bit chunky. All right? So think about that.